What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a couple of nice duels for you guys to check out. This is going to be the battle to decide who is the real master of Edge Imp Sabers. Obviously, Burning Abyss have picked up Edge Imp Sabers as of recently because it's a card that it's a level 3 and it can summon itself from the graveyard, which obviously they love. And then Fluffals are like, yo, that's our card though, bro. I mean, give us our card back. So I guess this will be the duel to decide who's going to be playing Edge Imp Sabers moving forward. Ironically, both of these decks want to go second, and whoever's going second, I will give the advantage to. I don't really think that just pure Fluffals is viable anymore. I mean, I feel like you need some evolution. The Sky Striker engine is actually not as bad as you might think, because in the first couple of turns, very powerful, and plus, you know, Fluffals is revolving around the first couple turns anyway. It's not like a grind deck anyway, so let's see exactly what's going to go. Burning Abyss are going first, and to me, this is a really kind of awkward hand to work with. I can't even blame the BA player because he had Mare in his hand and he opened with a Kaiju. And to be honest, I'm almost certain that he was forced to go first. So goes for the Summon Sorcerer's play, has to give his opponent the Seer. This was actually 200 IQ, gonna go for that Destrudo. Now, keep in mind, if this play does not work, if you give Fluffals half your life points, they are going to kill you. Fluffals can OTK you quite easily through even 40,000 life points. Check on my channel, I've shown it before. 4,000 is just like a drop in the bucket to them. Anyways, he's going to go ahead and he's going to summon the Yazi. That's going to get the Seer off the field and actually trigger it, not bad, as well as it's going to give him essentially 4 monsters with the Mare. So that's actually pretty dang good. He is going to turn that into what I believe was really the best play that he had, and that is a Link Karibo plus a Boral Sword Dragon. You get some protection from attacking and some protection from monster targeting, so it's not necessarily all that bad. And he still has the Kaiju and he gets the Sword Guy in the Imp phase. Fluffal Dog, and then he's going to go for the copy of Toy Vendor. He ends up whiffing, discarding Called by the Grave, but you can just look at Fluffal players, like they get so many freaking cards, and then when you add in Mobilize Engage, you can just get even more pluses. He can pop almost everything on the field, cannot hit the Boral Dragon, so I think that that was about as good as he could hope for, just popping those 2 monsters. Now the thing is, he is going to activate the second copy of Mobilize Engage. I think this was a misplay. I don't know if he's doing it for style points or what. So he's going to activate Hornet Drones. If he changed the copy of what's it called, of Widowmaker, I'm almost certain he just OTKs like seriously easy, because you just snatch steal your opponent's Boral Dragon. You already have a monster on your board. You can use your token to go into a Sky Striker Link monster. I mean, that's almost game right then and there. Obviously, he still has enough stuff to fusion with, but instead he decides, I'm not going to use that cap. I'm going to OTK this guy with my own freaking fusion monsters. I'm going to do it with my Fluffals, Sabretooth, and Kraken. You know, good cards. They can't necessarily, you know, out the Boral easily unless you have a whole bunch of them. Also, he plays Invoked in here. Holy moly, I just realized, oh my god, that's 200 IQ. So it took me a second to realize, and this was actually quite brilliant, right? Because you expect Fluffals, if they use Invocation, to summon a Fluffal monster, because Invocation can be used in decks like Prank Kids and Fluffals to just summon their monsters, and it's just kind of like having an extra copy of Polymerization. However, since he went into the Alistair the Meltdown a Link monster, this does count as Alistair the Invoked while on the field, so it allows Fluffals to go into some invoked fusion monsters, and that's actually pretty damn nice. I mean, he had the OTK the entire time. You know, could have just used the Widowmaker and made it probably a little simpler, but that was actually pretty damn dope. I'm gonna look at this. I want to look at this Fluffal build once we're done with this. Anyways, second duel is actually going to be an old Asian showdown. We got 6 samurai versus ninjas at the bottom. You know, when ninjas had access to Nightmare Goblin, it was a heck of a deck, because I did show duels on my channel showing off that ninjas could in fact extra link, and they could do it relatively easily because, you know, we still got ISO'd, and, you know, Goblin was like freaking OP. So yeah, ninjas could definitely extra link and they could do it quite easily. However, he ain't playing them ninjas, and he just gets a pretty mediocre board. Now when samurai open like this, it's really hard to beat them, because he's got a copy of Gateway and he has 6 Samurai United. And the thing is, he goes for a very good play. You got to have some disruption in Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, otherwise just about every deck will just run over you. Even a deck like Six Samurai can still just pull off the nuts, right? So what he does is he summons his Amorphic Sloth from his deck, and this actually locks his opponent out of his extra deck, I believe, unless it's Amorphic monsters, which, you know, ain't nobody playing no Amorphic monsters in their extra deck, so it seems pretty good. The problem is those near infinite counters that he can get with Gateway, he can actually start making his monsters get significantly bigger. So it's not like he can't just attack over this. And if you guys don't know, Six Samurai was like one of the first decks that kind of put Rango on. I know Tellarknights used to use it way back during like Arc V, but Samurai kind of like, they were topping with it. You know, that was actually like their win con before everything became kind of mainstream. Anyways, now that he's able to use his extra deck, you know that this duel is pretty much a wrap. Most a lot of Six Samurai builds will run the bamboo engine, just giving them like extra draws and whatnot. Plus, you can equip it on your opponent's monsters. So it's actually quite good for going second, and this is going to be one heck of a play. You think, oh, come on, Cap G, they don't got Rango anymore. They don't actually have any like legit lockdown plays. Don't be so sure he's gonna go into. Is this Numeron Shark? What number is this card? This is number 71, Rabarian Shark. Okay, I guess it's like, oh, Rabarian. Yeah, I think you pronounce it Barian, like the Barian invasion arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! Z. So what this allows him to do is actually dig for one of his rank up cards, and once you have that rank up, at first I was like, bro, you trolling. That's not how you use the 7 fund. You got a hard draw it. I think you just whiffed on your card, but nope, you guys know that there's another lockdown XC monster, and it does require you to have a rank up, and that is your top Exexel. He's going to use that. Obviously, he already had his rank up in his hand, pitch the 7th one, and bada bing, bada boom, 4,000 attack, and your opponent's not going to come back from that. This card is really good. If you can dig it out of your deck by using cards like that, it can be pretty impressive. Now his opponent just scooped it up because he's like, all right, you're trying to style on me. What's the point of going for the God of Shadow? You didn't need to do that. Even if your opponent did have something spicy, I mean, they would have to basically out your top Exexel, then have like another monster effect for you to even need to have the God of Shadow, for you to have the Gossip Shadow on field and have that actually mean something. But I guess the Six Samurai players are like, man, we dropped Rango, but we're still gonna run this guy. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out that Fluffal build. Alright, so this is what the Fluffal build looks like on paper. I'm actually getting deja vu. I feel like almost to a T that this is very similar to the last Fluffal build that I showed on my channel. I feel like that build was also running a Sky Striker engine, and I don't know, maybe this is just what I'm becoming accustomed to when it comes to Fluffals. Maybe this just, you know, kind of leads me to think that this is where the deck needs to be. You're only running a one-hand trap. I think that's, if you're going to run one-hand trap in Yu-Gi-Oh! For Fluffals anyways, it probably needs to be either Valor or Ash Blossom. Valor because it's not a hard once per turn. So if you open up with 2 copies of the hand trap, both of them are technically live. Also, Valor can be pretty good against some of the more kind of slower anti-meta-ish type decks, but at the same time, Ash Blossom works on, you know, spell cards, so that can obviously be pretty good as well. Sky Striker engine is fairly minimal, just kind of like the main cards, Hornet Drones to get you into your Sky Striker, you know, Link monsters like Kagari. Also, you got Afterburners, which serves as just spot removal, and then your Widow Anchor can get rid of big boss monsters that are already on the field. Keep in mind, you're pretty much always going to go second with this deck, you know what I mean? So I don't think that you really need to run that many hand traps. The point of Fluffal is very similar to Cyber Dragons, is to essentially break boards. Honestly, I don't even really know if you need 3 copies of Called by the Grave. I mean, maybe you could even debate this for more kind of like going second cards. Like, what would be better? Called by the Grave, is it better to push your play through or to kind of disrupt your opponent's play? I guess you could make an argument for impermanence here, but I guess, you know, Fluffal players might be like, it's better to just kind of push our play through. It would be, you know, really consequential if you got Ash Blossomed on a Fight for Patchwork or on a dog or something like that. So I kind of get where that is. But, yep, this is what the Fluffal deck looks like.